Hey y'all, it's your Sky Diva. Today I'm going to show you how I make most of my wreath bases using a 14-inch Dollar Tree wreath frame, and I have 18 pipe cleaners. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your pipe cleaners and you're going to start on this inner ring. And what you're going to do is you're going to take it, put it in the middle of that ring, and then you're gonna do two sort of tight twists, and that's what it looks like. And so then on these two outer rings, you kind of go towards the corners about a finger's width in, roughly, and you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna try to get it in the middle, and you're gonna give two tight twists. And then on the other side, you're going to put your twist in again, fold it sort of in half, and two twists. So it's three. So there's 6 sections in a 14-inch. So you should have 3 pipe cleaners in each section. So I'm going to do it one more time. First 2 rings. You put your tie in half, twist tie in half, turn, pipe cleaner in half, twist tie. Look at me. And then on the end, couple of finger lengths in, try to get your pipe cleaner sort of in half, double twist. Then on the end, on the other end, in half, double twist. Now I'm gonna speed this up so that I can do the rest of the rings, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back, and I've got 10-inch mesh. So this is some Deco Poly mesh. It is 10 inches wide by 10 yards long, so it's a 10 by 10. And I generally cut this between 15 and 18 inches, and I need 36 pieces. And I need 36 pieces because I put 2 15 to 18 inch pieces in every single twist tie. So I'm gonna open this mesh up, and you can do it in solid colors, or one solid color, which would be about a roll, or you can do 2 colors. I'm gonna do 2 colors because I'm making this for a friend of mine, she's, I guess, my bonus niece, who is joining a sorority. So I'm gonna put this on my little mesh roller, which holds my mesh, and on my self-healing mat, I'm gonna cut this about, we'll say 16 inches. And so because I'm doing 2 colors, I'm gonna need 18 of each color. So, and you'll see me using a rotary cutter. And rotary cutters are great for people with carpal tunnel. Some people just like to use scissors. I don't. I have carpal tunnel and arthritis, and so this makes it easy. My self-healing mat is great because that's exactly what it does. It self-heals. So as you cut into it, there's no groove. Now, mine is so old, I now have a groove, but this is probably one of the best purchases. And they come in various sizes. You don't need one necessarily as big as mine. Mine is 36 inches. They make some 18 inches. They make some 12. Dollar Tree has one that's 8 inches. So personal preference depending on what you do. But the nice thing about a self-healing mat is it keeps you from damaging your table. So I highly recommend it. So I'm going to keep cutting mesh and I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. So now we've cut our 36 pieces of mesh, 10 inches by 10 yards. We did 18 of one color and 18 of another color. I have pink and green. Feeling wicked. And then I have my wreath frame with my 18 pipe cleaners. And then I have 2 clothespins. You can use chip clips, binder clips, but I find, hey, just a regular old paper clothespin works for me. And what we're going to do, as I said before, we're going to put 2 pieces of mesh in each pipe cleaner. So I'm going to sit this aside for now so I can show you how I do it. And so one of the many complaints about mesh is it tends to fray. And it does. And so to keep that from happening, I can do this one of 2 ways. Sometimes I fold it in half this way and scrunch it up like this. And it makes a bow tie. But I'm not going to do that method today. Today, what I'm going to do is to keep it from fraying, and I always just use my needle nose fryers. I'm going to fold it in a couple of times, and then I'm going to put a clothespin on this end. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to fold it in a couple of times. And then I'm going to scrunch until I get to that clothespin. And so you have sort of a curl and a ruffle in the middle. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold that one because I need to do the second one that I'm going to attach. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to roll this in 2 or 3 times. Clothespin on the end. I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to roll this 2 or 3 times, and then I'm just going to scrunch it up until I meet in the middle. So now I have 2, right? And what I do is I'm going to put these together. And then I'm going to place it in the pipe cleaner. Twist once, twist twice, twist a 3rd time. And it's in there. And I don't cut these yet because for me, for my wreath bases, I'm going to put ribbon in here before I clip this off. So this is what it looks like. It looks like sort of like a butterfly. So I'm going to alternate colors. So I'm going to go to the next twist tie. I think I'll do the one that's in the same. So I'm going to stay in this same bracket set. And again, I'm going to fold a couple of times, clothespin. You can use scissors for a weight. You just need a weight to hold that piece down. It makes it easy to manage. I'm gonna fold this a couple of times, scrunch to the middle. I'm gonna put that clothespin in the middle to hold that in place. Again, second piece, fold in the middle 2 or 3 times, pin, turn it around, do that on the other end, and then scrunch. till you get to the middle. And it doesn't have to be precise. It's going to be so full that you don't, it's not something you have to be perfect. And again, I'm going to put those two ends together like so. And then I'm going to scoot that over, drop that in the middle of that pipe cleaner, find the other end, bring them together, hold, twist once, 2, 3 times. And I'll fluff as I go. So, all right, I'm going to do the outer ring first, and then I'm going to do the middle ring. So let me get to doing the outer ring. Okay, last one is in. So my base is complete, and here's what I mean about fraying. So trying to see if I can see that. That's a fray, and it's sort of on the inside. So what I do for that is take my scissors and just give it a snip. And you can snip any more that you see, because that will, sometimes it just slides out just like that did. And so the last thing I do is I make sure all of my pipe cleaners are sticking straight up so that I can find them when I get ready to put my ribbon tails inside. And with that, you can see. Now, if you're worried about your pipe cleaners matching, you don't need to worry about that, because for the most part, these pipe cleaners are gonna disappear and you won't see them, because I tend to either, once I put my ribbon in, fold them underneath the wreath base, or I cut them completely. In case you're wondering what the back looks like, here's what the back looks like. It's relatively clean, but that is my wreath base. Like and share.